Hey there, I'm Brittany from LinkFlow.AI, your favorite SEO agency. And today we are going to be covering a few of my favorite or least favorite SaaS SEO mistakes. There's quite a few of them, but we're going to touch on the ones I see the most often and that can sort of be the most detrimental, so main ones to avoid. So the first thing I see frequently, and honestly, companies are often aware that they have this problem and just don't know what to do about it, is to focus on the wrong part of the funnel. Some people think, man, if we could just get more web traffic, then we would obviously get more leads and more conversions and more sales. And so they go after keywords that are super broad and are, likely to bring in larger amounts of traffic. We call this awareness stage content. It's going to be blog posts such as like, what is SEO, which is not a blog I would ever put on our own website for this exact reason. Yes, I do want to increase traffic always, but I only want to increase traffic that I think is more likely to convert. And so I want to make sure that the website has a sort of comprehensive collection of content and doesn't just focus on that surface level broad topic answering the layman what is XYZ. Um, the way you combat this is to make sure you're covering the full funnel. So you might have some of that broad content, but make sure it is actually related to your product. And then you want to have some like answers about your niche. So comparing your product versus a competitor's product, or talking about a specific feature or benefit or solution, whatever about your product. That's all going to be sort of middle funnel. People are making decisions, trying to choose between different solutions. And the bottom of the funnel is going to be a bit more about your offering specifically, as well as like how to actually move forward and buy something. So, like in our world, having SaaS SEO agency or SaaS SEO services as a page on our site is more likely to convert than what is SaaS SEO. So, we're going to do both, but we're not going to neglect that lower funnel stuff. So, number one, don't just do awareness stage content. The second SaaS SEO mistake I see all the time is mismatched intent. So someone creates a piece of content and they think it's most closely related to a specific keyword, but then it doesn't get any traffic because the intent behind that keyword isn't what that person thought it was. That sounds very confusing, but it isn't. So let's say that I'm an SEO agency, which we are, and we want to bring people into our to come to our website and sign up for our services. So I decided to create a page that is SEO pricing. And it's our pricing page. And it shows you little columns that have our prices listed out on that and has like descriptions of what you receive instead pricing. I'm probably not going to rank for that page. And it's because when you actually take a look at the SERP, the search engine results pages, for that keyword SEO pricing, that is not the experience that Google is serving up. Google is sharing blogs that have an in-depth description on how SEO services are priced, different types of price ranges based on if it's from an agency versus a consultant versus an in-house. So like the type of content I'm trying to push onto people, which is my little columns of pricing with numbers, is not what people are actually asking for. It's not the intent behind the keyword. They're trying to learn more holistically about pricing as a whole. And so Google's not going to rank me for that. So that's what I mean by intent mismatch. You need to create the content that people expect to see when they type that in. And the easiest way to figure that out is to do the search yourself and see what is already out there on the SERP. So um, number three, and this is this is definitely becoming more common, is overusing AI. AI is an excellent tool to figure out topics that you want to go after. It's great for writing an outline. It is super excellent for fixing mistakes and editing for you. It's also great for writing something, which you can then turn into your own words and tweak. But if you're churning out 10 articles a week that are AI written, you're probably eventually going to have a really bad time. So absolutely use AI, but don't overuse it, which is again closely related to my next point. This is SaaS SEO mistake number 4 that I see all the time is quantity over quality. So some people hear that Google likes if you publish more frequently. This is correct. However, quality content has always been much more important than the quantity of content. That's why our website only has about 70 or 80 blogs on it total, even though we've been writing content for years now. And that number is going to grow at a fairly slow rate, probably 4 articles per month, because I would much rather produce high quality, valuable, and useful content than just try to churn something out every couple of days. I'm also more likely to update content that I think uh, already provides a lot of value and I can improve it than I am to create a totally new piece just because I need to put something out that week. Um, SaaS SEO mistake number 5 is ignoring EEAT signals. So EEAT is basically it's a bunch of words that all mean, do you know what you're talking about? What are your qualifications for this? Are you an authority on the topic? It's also a little nod to differentiating between AI written content and content written by people. Um, the way you show this on your site is to include authorship. So you always want to include the name of the author, a little bio if you want to, and then most especially and most importantly, social profiles and any sort of credentials for that author. So that's why you'll see on our blog, my name is on there multiple times, and you can click on it and get more information about me and why I know so much about SEO, and therefore why I'm writing about it. So, the reason we see SaaS companies in particular neglect EEAT is because one, they're frequently very niche and they think that no one has ever really heard of these credentials or that the credentials aren't important and unique enough to include, or that they're like a startup or a small company and a lot of their content is ghostwritten or written by like a general copywriter and not the expert in the field. Well, do not let those two things stop you from actually providing EEAT signals. First of all, I don't care what your niche is. There's probably enough search volume and interest around your product that it matters who's talking about it. And then to the other point where you have content that is written by, not the expert in the field, I hate to break it to you, but you need to start ghostwriting in that case, and say the content is written by the expert in the field, even if it isn't. If you feel bad about this, then at least have them review it and sign off on it before you actually publish it to your site. So, my sixth and final SaaS SEO mistake is bad UX. I see this a lot with SaaS companies, partly because there's a lot of different people that all want to have influence over the website. So you've got to build websites with user experience in mind, and from an SEO perspective, the user experience. So you want the pages to make sense to people. You want them to act and react the way people expect them to. You want them to be nice and fast. It's You should always consider function and form to be just about equal in terms of importance. If you have a beautiful website but it takes a really long time to load or it does some strange unexpected things, you're going to end up penalized for that. Whereas if you have sort of a leaner website, maybe more bare bones, but the UX is excellent, then you might get a little boost in the rankings. So make sure you pay attention to UX when you're creating content, when you're designing your site, and when you're even like figuring out your navigation and hierarchies. Those are all of my SaaS SEO mistakes for today. Thank you so much from LinkFlow. We hope you learned something.